Good morning, everyone. I am L.T. Herlin, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Mar Ephraim College of Engineering and Technology. In this lecture, we will discuss one of the important topic in computer networks, that is packet switching. So you all know that packet switching and circuit switching are the two important switching techniques that is applied in a telecommunication networks. So we'll discuss in this lecture about packet switching in detail. And the innovative method applied in this lecture is animation method. And before going into deep into packet switching, we'll discuss what are the goals of packet switching. So packet switching is applied to provide a fault tolerant, efficient routing method for telecommunication messages. Also in digital telecommunication networks, to optimize the use of channel capacity, we use this packet switching. To increase the robustness of communication, that is the long life of communication networks, we use this packet switching. So the contents that are discussed in this lecture is, first we'll discuss about the definition of packet switching, then packet switching operation, how it works, applications of packet switching, and a sample case study where this packet switching can be applied. Coming to the definition of a packet, packet is a smaller segment of a larger message. So when you take a larger message, the smaller part of it is considered as a packet. So, or you can tell that the combination of packet gives you a larger message. So the structure of packets are, so this is the given structure. So it has three important parts. So the header part, the data part, and the trailer part. So header is which gives you the important details, and data is the original message what you send to the sender, and trailer is one which carries the control information. So packet has all these three data, that is header, data, and trailer. Next we will go on to what is switching. So switching is nothing but it's a process to forward packets coming from one port to another towards the destination. So now, for example, consider this is a client, that is a center. So this is a switch and this is a capture device. So the device or the switch can be considered as a destination. And so the message, just see this, the packets are being traveled through the ports from one device to another. So or the packets are being forwarded. So this overall process is considered as switching. So we are discussing one of the types of switching, that is packet switching. So going to the definition of packet switching. So the method of grouping the packets that are transmitted through the entire network is called as packet switching. So now consider an example here. So we have four different networks, that is network A, network B, network C, and network D. So each network has its own devices, routers, hosts, etc. So now we'll see how this packet is being forwarded from one network to the other. So see, this is the packet, the one which moves. This orange color indicates the packet. So see, this packet is being forwarded from A to B. So A is the sender or the source and this B is the destination. So see how this packet travels from A through the different nodes of different networks, and finally it reaches its own destination, that is B. So this process is called as packet switching or packet traveling, how it travels from one network to the other. So the same example can be depicted by another animation. So consider two hosts, host 1, host 2. Host 1 is the sender and host 2 is the destination. So node A, node B, so all these are considered as the intermediate nodes or the intermediate hosts, and the message is split into packets. So the packets are indicated by three colors, that is red, green and blue. So this is the packet. Now see how this packet traverses in different routes and finally it reaches the destination. So this is the how the packet travels from source to the destination. So the packets, the three different packets choose their own route and finally it reaches the destination where the packets are rearranged to form the single larger message. So this is the overall concept of packet switching. So we saw in the previous animation how the three packets was delivered from host 1 to host 2. So the three packets belong to the same message, but it takes different paths to reach their destination. So in between, some of the packets may be lost, some may be dropped due to the lack of resources. However, it's the responsibility of the protocol to reorder before reaching the application. So this is how the packet switching operation takes place. Now going on to the applications of packet switching, so it can be applied to telephone calls, data transfer, teleconferencing, video broadcasting, distributed data processing. So all these applications, we apply this packet switching concept. And now coming to the final, that is last, we'll see how the internet works, a case study which applies this packet switching concept. So now imagine, consider this is a sender and this is the receiver. So in between we have several devices. So message or data is being traversed from the sender. So see how the smiley is being transmitted through the network and finally it reached the receiver. So the smiley is not sent as such. Instead, it is splitted into the single message smiley is splitted into several packets which takes different paths and finally the smiley is being rearranged and it reaches the destination. So if you see this, you can understand how this message is being splitted at the center side. It takes different routes in the network and finally the message is being reassembled at the receiver side to get the original smiley. So this is how the packet switching concept is applied in internet. So packet switching is nothing but it is dividing a larger message into smaller packets, traveling through different networks and finally rearranging at the destination to give you a larger message. So this is how the internet works. So this is the case study, explanation of the case study which we discussed in the previous animation. So the client devices can be the devices and computers can be considered as the clients and the destination servers or the websites like Google, Facebook can be considered as the servers. So there won't be any direct connections between the client and the servers, but indirectly it sends the message through the service providers. So as we discussed in the previous animations, messages and requests aren't sent as a whole. Instead, it's divided into smaller packets, which is being routed through different networks and finally reaches the destination. So in the destination, the packets are being reassembled to give you a complete message. So this is the case study of internet which uses packet switching. Thank you all. Thank you all for listening to this small lecture on packet switching.